Vijay Mallya has lost the appeal against his extradition at a United Kingdom High Court. The dismissal of the appeal has cleared the path for Mallya's extradition to India to face charges of fraud and money laundering worth 9,000 crore rupees. Now, he has 14 days to apply for permission to appeal at the UK Supreme Court. The 64-year-old had business interests ranging from aviation to liquor. His airline, Kingfisher, had borrowed large amounts of money from Indian banks. Indian officials claimed he had no intention of repaying the money, thus declared him a fugitive economic offender. Mallya has been on bail in the UK since his arrest on an extradition warrant in 2017. Our London Bureau Chief, Mandy Clark,
She's being ripped apart. Mr. Mallya, one short bite.
The appeals court judge has dismissed the case of Vijay Mallya, but it isn't the end of the legal road for him. He still has two other options. One, to go to the Supreme Court here in the UK, but that would look at a very narrow definition of the law, and it would be very likely a slim option for him to get his case heard. The other option is the European Courts of Justice. There, in all likelihood, his legal team would argue on human rights ground that his case be heard. But the threshold there isn't incredibly high for him to have that case clear that bar. So very difficult options, but he still has 14 days to decide whether he takes either route. Otherwise, he will be on a plane back to India for his extradition. Mandy Clark, World is One, WION, London.
While scientists around the world are still working to develop a vaccine for COVID-19, a new study reveals that the antiviral drug remdesivir has shown significant results in monkeys that had been infected with the novel coronavirus. The study, led by the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, involved two groups of 6 monkeys that were intentionally infected with the respiratory disease. It noted that the amount of virus in the lungs of the monkeys who had received the drug was significantly lower than another group of monkeys who had not received the treatment. Scientists say monkeys in the treated group also had less damage caused to their lungs by COVID-19 than the non-treated group.
And there was a very clear difference. So the animals that were treated with remdesivir, they don't really show the breathing difficulties that we start to see in control animals. We don't really see much damage to their lungs. So the drug clearly had a very positive effect on the disease.
Now, scientists believe it has the potential and could be used to save a lot of lives.
You know, this is not the miracle drug that's going to stop this pandemic, right? For that, we probably need a vaccine. But I think it really has potential to hopefully, if it can be used on a big scale, to prevent a lot of people from developing more severe disease, and then hopefully also to prevent death.
According to a report by the state news agency, Gilead Sciences' antiviral drug candidate remdesivir has led to quick recoveries from symptoms by COVID-19 patients in a clinical trial. The NIH noted that the findings of the study have yet to be peer-reviewed and should not be considered clinical advice. While antiviral drug remdesivir shows promise and shares of the Gilead Sciences are going up, there are still no approved drugs for treating or preventing this disease. While COVID-19 pandemic has brought humankind to a standstill, most countries have imposed lockdowns to restrict movement of people to curb the virus. Amid this, the wild animals have found a new sense of freedom to roam around places which were otherwise occupied by human beings. Now, the lockdown in Italy has given wild animals an opportunity to venture into deserted towns as humans remain confined indoors. In the Italian town of Molveno, situated at the feet of the Dolomite Mountains, a bear was spotted overnight wandering in the streets. The entire incident was filmed by a local teenager. Police officers in Connecticut in the United States spent more than 45 minutes chasing down a runaway pig. Video footage taken by police department showed the animal escaping the clutches of the officer. The chase, which lasted around 45 minutes, came to an end when one of the officers managed to grab it. A kangaroo was seen hopping down streets emptied by coronavirus restrictions in the Australian city of Adelaide, and the video has gone viral. It was captured by a police surveillance camera and showed a grey kangaroo hopping through the city streets in Adelaide's central business.